Everyone has an opinion about Canadian federal politics.
Committee immediately conduct a study into the flagrant disregard for public funds exercised by Conservative Party of Canada members of Parliament. So I guess my question would be, is this member, if she's really serious here, because she said talk the talk, walk the walk. So I was hoping we could add a couple of amendments, obviously, to the Prime Minister's $6,000 a night mystery or $6,000 a night stay in London, as well as his very extravagant trip to Jamaica that cost taxpayers. I'm not sure how much that was, but I mean, if we're going to walk the walk and we're going to talk about being very mindful of taxpayers' money, I think we should be adding that into this study.
Hey gang, what's up? Just Ehren right here, Question Period Canada. How y'all doing? We recognize Michelle Ferreri from the introduction. Well, this is the lead in to one of the committee meetings. This one also gets out of hand. I've been trying to tell you these committee meetings are off the hook. We get to see some of the most villainous Liberals, some of the most heroic Conservatives, and whatever the NDP are, call them what you want. The Bloc is in there sometimes too. We don't include that very often. Anyway, this meeting gets out of hand. Michelle Ferreri has a lot to say, so does Iqra Khalid and Brenda Shanahan. They're brutal. Anyways, let's take a peek at this wild committee video. Let's check it out.
Thank you. Ms. Khalid, you have the floor.
Thank you, Chair, and I'll address this very, very quickly. A number of points here that have been raised by my colleagues. First and foremost, nobody is saying that the RCMP should not come here to this committee to be held accountable for and to help us understand how this investigation has been ongoing. What we're trying to say with this amendment is that, look, the RCMP sent us a letter. We are respecting their jurisdiction, their limitations, and if our committee genuinely wants answers rather than grandstanding, then we do need to delay when they come in. Because if we have them in within this week while the investigation is still ongoing, we are not going to get answers as members of this committee want. So to me, on a practical basis, it makes no sense whatsoever for us to haul them in only to have them say again and again, we can't answer this question, we can't answer this question, we can't answer this question, all because there is active, ongoing investigation, which we all want to be concluded. And none of us should be wanting to politicize an independent investigation by the RCMP, and that is why we are introducing this amendment, and I'm really hoping that we can go to a vote, Chair.
Ms. Shanahan, you have the floor.
Chair, and I'm glad that we're able to get back to the motion that I wish to propose here. I think members heard my preamble and the concern that I have about this flagrant disregard for public funds exercised by Pierre Poilievre's Conservative Party. These members of Parliament who like to talk a good talk, but when it comes to walking the walk, it's a different story. So I move the following motion, that the committee immediately conducts a study into the flagrant disregard for public funds exercised by Pierre Poilievre's Conservative Party of Canada Member of Parliament, who expensed their travel costs, hotels and per diems to travel to Quebec City for the Conservative Party of Canada Partisan Convention in September 2023 as a matter of public interest and report its findings to the House. Et je l'ai en français aussi.
You have the floor, please.
Oh, thank you so much. So there's been a motion put forward again. I'm new to public accounts, so this is interesting to me that a motion has been put forward by a Liberal member worried about taxpayers' money, and it's interesting, to put it mildly. After we were just trying to get the RCMP to testify here, and the Liberal did not want that before committee, about an app that we know cost at least $60 million, but more. And this motion that the committee immediately conduct a study into the flagrant disregard for public funds exercised by Conservative Party of Canada members of Parliament. So I guess my question would be, is this member, if she's really serious here, because she said talk the talk, walk the walk. So I was hoping we could add a couple of amendments, obviously, to the Prime Minister's $6,000 a night mystery or $6,000 a night stay in London, as well as his very extravagant trip to Jamaica that cost taxpayers. I'm not sure how much that was, but I mean, if we're going to walk the walk and we're going to talk about being very mindful of taxpayers' money, I think we should be adding that into this study. And Tofino, thank you so much to my NDP colleague here. Thank you. I think that we should be adding a few things here if we're going to be doing this, because I think that would only be fair if we're going to be talking about spending taxpayers' money. I think there's also like a green slush fund, if we wanted to do that on taxpayers' money. I mean, there's that $4.5 billion mental health transfer that never happened, and then you have the money that was spent on to reduce chronic homelessness that hasn't been spent. Should we go on and on here, Chair, on terms of misuse of taxpayers' money? Right now, we're spending more on servicing the debt in this country because of the Prime Minister's mismanagement of taxpayers' money than we are on health care. So I'm just, if the Liberal member is truly serious about this, that would be a really great thing, because I think absolutely, I think we absolutely as elected members of Parliament want to ensure that the money is accounted for and is being fiscally spent. So I think there's a lot of things we could add to this motion, and I'm curious to see if the member opposite is open to that, if she really wants to walk the walk. And obviously, let's throw in Arrive scam, because again, $60 million, that's being low of what is expected when it was supposed to cost $80,000. So thank you.
So gang, it would seem to me that Michelle Ferreri is ready to put Pierre Poilievre's numbers up against Trudeau's. I don't think Trudeau's going to want to do that. We'll see what happens. I'd like to take this opportunity now to invite you to subscribe, like, share, get notified. We do a live broadcast here all the time. It's a fun community, a great chat room. Come and join us. That's it. Back to the video.
Very, very curious motion, I might say, and somewhat surprising, because just last week, the Liberals filibustered a meeting on Arrive scam for about 45 minutes to an hour to avoid hearing from witnesses, all for the supposed intent of working out a work plan that this committee had agreed to and that the chair had agreed to and had put things into play. So it's rather curious, comical, if it wasn't so serious, that now all of a sudden Ms. Shanahan, the Liberal caucus, National Caucus chair, has decided to put forward such a motion about another opposition party's attendance at a National Caucus meeting. Especially interesting, Ms. Shanahan moved this motion, Liberal Caucus chair. Interesting about her $5,149.02 expense for regional or National Caucus meetings in Whitehorse. So that was $5,149. Another $1,257 for Rocky Harbour, Newfoundland. So I see Ms. Shanahan is
Okay.
Rocky.
Order.
Just
Just one second.
Mr.
Yes, just
Chair.
one second, Mr. Nader. Again, we have a nice long list, and I will add people to it. You have the floor again, Mr. Nader.
I do have a point of
Oh,
order.
pardon me. I thought you were. Pardon me. Yes, Madame Khalid.
Thank you. I would encourage our members to talk on the relevance. Like, in fact, members on the Conservative side have listed out things that have been litigated in committees, front, back, center, all of it. What this specific motion is asking for is brand spanking new. It is something that has not been discussed, and I think that members should stick to this, because at the end of the day, all parliamentarians are accountable. That
is true. I'm going to turn things over to Mr. Nader. You seem to be objecting to him tying it to the national national caucus, and I'm sure Mr. Nader is going to get to the point that there was a national caucus meeting in Quebec. Do you have a point of order, Mr. Desjardins, or are you?
Not a point of order.
Okay, then I'll.
Speaking list.
Very good, Mr. Nader, you have the floor, please.
Sorry, am I on the speaking list, Chair? Sorry.
You are now.
Okay.
You are now.
Perfect. Yeah.
Thank you, Chair. Where I was before I was interrupted by points of order from the Liberals was articulating that Ms. Shanahan, as National Caucus Chair, did expense significant amounts of money to attend caucus meetings. I would note further that the members' bylaw, which is a matter that falls under BOE, the Board of Internal Economy, is the one that would be responsible for this. I see Ms. Shanahan wants to distract from the government's disastrous Arrive scam ineptitude, where an app that should have cost a few $100,000 is ballooned to $60 million of taxpayer dollars and RCMP investigation. So I can see why she wants to distract from that. But the fact is that the board rules, the members' bylaws permit members to attend national caucus meetings, which are typically all-day events, typically held at different points in time. We call them caucus retreats, we call them caucus meetings, but they are caucus matters. As some colleagues may know, may not know, that in a past life, I have been working on a long delayed PhD dissertation on caucus meetings, and so I do have some familiarity with caucus meetings from all parties, frankly, from a number of decades gone by. And so I would point out, first of all, that this is a matter that is, is there. It's members attend caucus meetings. That's part of our parliamentary functions. And frankly, if we look at past speakers' rulings, we've actually seen various speakers, including Mr. Speaker Regan, a Liberal speaker, not that it matters, but ruling on occasion in two parliaments ago that caucus meetings do indeed constitute a part of parliamentary functions. And so to all of a sudden the Liberals think that all of a sudden we're going to have some kind of investigation into the meetings of caucuses, it seems rather interesting, again, comical given the timing that they want to do this. But obviously there's caucus meetings. They're held at various points in time. I know the Liberals enjoyed a wonderful caucus meeting in St. Andrews by the Sea. Perhaps Mr. Stewart can tell us about that lovely location. But they do happen at various points in the country, various locations, and matters happen. We follow the members' procedural bylaws that provide clarity and certainty, and expenses that are eligible are one thing, and expenses that aren't permitted. So the bylaw clearly states that national caucus meetings, regional caucus meetings are permitted, as we know from Ms. Shanahan's own expense claims about her attendance at various matters. So I really don't know what this is, especially since this is not an issue for public accounts. This is a Board of Internal Economy issue. But once again, what we're seeing here is a Liberal attempt to cover up. A Liberal attempt to cover up the malfeasance that we've seen with the Arrive can. And every meeting we've seen in these last few weeks, every time we see new allegations from whether it's Ehren O'Gorman as the current president or John Ozowski as the former president of the CBSA, a flagrant disregard for taxpayer funds, a complete disregard. We saw preferential...
Point of order, Chair.
Yes.
Yeah, just relevance to the motion, and I just want to point out that Mr. Nader expensing of $2,117 for
that's
a
not a point of order.
Convention.
So yes, guys, the committee meetings are wild. They're like that all the time. I invite you to watch all the videos. Also, I invite you to come and join our live show. We do the broadcasts of the question periods daily. It's a lot of fun. It's a fun community, a great chat room. So come and join us. You'll have a good time there and learn with us about Canadian federal politics. There's not many places better to learn than in question period. These committee meetings are pretty close as well. They're a lot of fun. Anyways, guys, I'm Ehren. This is Question Period Canada. Come and join us. Like, subscribe, share, get notified, all those fun things, especially for the live shows. That's it. We'll catch you next video. Thank you for watching this one. We'll catch you next time. Have a good one.